guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Liverpool have been scouting Itakura, the Borussia Mönchengladbach centre-back, and we are really interested in signing him. And Florian Plettenberg, the Sky Germany journalist who is pretty reliable, he has reported that Itakura will have a release clause of around 8.5 to 10 million pounds in the summer transfer window. So we could actually go to Mönchengladbach right now in January and say we will pay 15 million for Itakura, and they get a little bit of profit on the release clause, a little bit more money on the release clause. Fellow transfer news guru Fabrizio Romano has also reported previously that Liverpool have been scouting Itakura for many months, but Florian Plettenberg reported that Itakura has a release clause in the summer of around 10 to 15 million pounds. Mönchengladbach of course would like to extend his contract beyond 2026, as the 26-year-old defender is one of the key players, and Liverpool are scouting him and very keen on the player, but Tottenham are also interested. But Tottenham just signed Dragushin from Genoa, so I don't think they need another centre-back. They signed Van der Ven in the summer transfer window. Itakura is of course a player to watch according to Fabrizio Romano in 2024, as top clubs are monitoring the Japanese centre-back who you could see in action in the Asia Cup alongside current Liverpool player Wataru Endo and former Liverpool player Minamino. Liverpool have sent scouts multiple times to watch and to follow Itakura's performances. That is confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, and also Tottenham monitored him as well, because Ange Postecoglou, the current Tottenham manager, wanted Itakura at Celtic. The release clause is not valid in January, so that's why I think there could be a scenario where Liverpool go in and try to snap him up right now for a little bit more than his release clause. Of course, Mönchengladbach could say no to that, and they could gamble that Itakura would sign a new contract between now and the end of the season, probably with a bigger release clause. But if you are Itakura and Tottenham and Liverpool are sniffing around you, you would want to leave Mönchengladbach probably at least in the summer transfer window and make a big move to the Premier League. Itakura is at a perfect age right now. He's 26 years old. He's turning 27 just 9 days from now. But still a 27-year-old centre-back for like 10, 15, even 20 million pounds. As experienced as Itakura, as good as Itakura, I think that would be a really good signing. He started his career in, of course, the Japanese league, and then he went on loan to Groningen from Manchester City. He was on the books of Manchester City actually, and then he was loaned to Schalke as well, and then Borussia Mönchengladbach signed him in 2022 as well. And he's a really tall, very good centre-back, 188 centimeters tall. He's right-footed as well, so he can't really play left-sided centre-back. And he played 8 times for Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga and once in the German Cup, but then he got an ankle injury and hasn't played for Mönchengladbach in the second half of this Bundesliga season so far. He can even play defensive midfield, but centre-back is probably his best position. And he played the full 90 minutes for Japan against Vietnam in Japan's 4-2 victory, so he fully recovered from his injury and he's now playing football for Japan. And he was one of Japan's best players alongside Minamino and Endo, so Liverpool could have another Japanese player on their ranks if we decide to go for Itakura. The one thing that worries me a little bit about Itakura, looking at his statistics, is that he has a concerningly low aerial win percentage of aerial duels won. He has only 44% success rate, which is lower than the average of 54.3%. And of course he has less progressive carries as Joel Matip, but Joel Matip has been a trademark Matip move that he picks the ball up in his own half and then bumps forward with the ball, going past 2 or 3 people. I haven't seen another centre-back like Joel Matip who has done that consistently and successfully. But we shouldn't judge Bundesliga players too quickly and too early. Look at Wataru Endo. A lot of players were very surprised that we signed Wataru Endo, and they were dismissing him early on that he's not good enough, he's not at the required level. But I always said you don't become captain of Stuttgart and captain of Japan and a very, very good player in the Bundesliga unless you have a lot of skill, a lot of talent and a lot of quality. And you should give Vatarendo time. And Jurgen Klopp has given him time. And before he actually left Liverpool to go to the Asia Cup with Japan, he has been actually an ever-present in the Liverpool team. He started, I think, 5 games in a row, and he was also brilliant in those games. He was sometimes even man of the match or best midfielder on the pitch. Itakura is also a very, very solid Bundesliga player, as I said, and he already has a lot of experience, being 26, soon 27 years old. So we will keep an eye on this story and how it progresses, and I will keep you guys updated. And can you believe it? Liverpool will get the same referee for our League Cup semi-final second leg, Fulham against Liverpool, that cheated Liverpool out of a victory against Tottenham. That was the most controversial game in English football history that I can remember, and I've been watching for 30 years. And Simon Hooper, the referee who sent off 2 Liverpool players wrongly and who also disallowed a perfectly good Luis Diaz goal, which was onside by 61 centimeters, and he gave offside. 4 months after his blunder against Liverpool, he's allowed to referee another Liverpool game, and a semi-final at that as well. And of course, Liverpool fans were absolutely fuming about it. I really, really hope that Simon Hooper does well and doesn't show his bias against Liverpool, but I won't hold my breath about that. And Fabrizio Romano has confirmed this morning that Jordan Henderson, the former Liverpool player, is on his way to Ajax. They agreed on a 2.5-year contract, which I think is a pretty good option for Jordan Henderson, and he goes to a Dutch league, which is still, not one of the top leagues, but it's still a pretty competitive league, and Ajax are a really big club, even though they have been struggling. This is probably the worst Ajax team of the past 10 or 15 years, but they are still in Europe and they are still fighting to qualify for Europe for next season, and this could be a good transfer. But the Telegraph newspaper is reporting that Henderson's big turnaround of leaving Saudi Arabia after just 4 months could cost him millions and millions of pounds. As the Telegraph reveals, he has left Saudi Arabia without earning any of his £350,000 per week wages so far, with sources close to the player believing he may never be even paid for the 6 months he spent at Al Ettifaq, managed by Steven Gerrard. I mean, you ruin your reputation by going to Saudi Arabia. You ruin your career, pretty much, and you don't even get paid for it. What was the point, Jordan? Honestly, the reason why he hasn't been paid is that he has been deferring salary payments to avoid getting taxed on that. And now that could come back and bite him big time. The key reason for the deferral, the payment deferral or wage deferral, is not really clear, but the Telegraph newspaper is reporting that it was in part so that he could return to the UK to play for England in the short term. On the UK law, an individual is considered a resident for tax purposes if they spend more than 90 days in the country. Henderson is understood to have been advised that up to the end of last year, he must have spent no more than 21 days in Britain if he wished to be considered non-resident for tax reasons. That limitation in spending time in Britain was the key part of his initial decision to defer any salary payments. And this just confirms that Henderson didn't really need the money. He had enough to already go 4 months without getting any wages, and he could still do that because he had more than enough money. So why would you go to Saudi Arabia and ruin your reputation? Probably Henderson will explain his reasons of why he left Saudi Arabia and why he actually went to Saudi Arabia in a short time or maybe later, but he was clearly very unhappy in Saudi Arabia, and the league was not really competitive, and probably life in the city of Dammam wasn't really to Henderson's taste maybe. And Fabrizio Romano confirmed that an agreement has been reached for the transfer of Jordan Henderson, and he will travel to Amsterdam today to get the medical done and then to sign his contract. And Henderson's biggest problem was probably his ego. When he was told by Jurgen Klopp that he wouldn't start regularly at Liverpool and he would get the James Milner role going forward from this season onwards, and he would have to sit on the bench, maybe come on as a substitute, play 25-30 games a season for Liverpool, his ego couldn't take it. He couldn't go from being a Liverpool first team player, a starting 11 player, to a Liverpool substitute player, and he wanted to leave, and he chose the big payoff, which it looks like it won't even be a big payoff. This was such an unnecessary career move by Jordan Henderson, and he has been getting blasted left, right and center in the media by many people. And Jurgen Klopp confirmed that he told Henderson that he wanted Henderson to stay at Liverpool, and we had to talk in these conversations, Klopp said, about the possibility of not playing regularly. I cannot have a talk before a season and tell a player they will have 50 games this season. It all depends on performance. And if Henderson had performed, he would have had maybe 50 games, absolutely possible. But probably Henderson believed that he wouldn't get that many games, and he just chose the easy option, which was to choose the money and go to Saudi Arabia. And at the age of 33, I think Jurgen Klopp made the right decision. It was perfectly understandable to tell Henderson that he was not going to play more frequently. But there would still have been so many opportunities for Henderson to play, with Liverpool going at it on all four fronts. He gave up so much. He gave up the Liverpool captaincy. He gave up the emotional Anfield send-off that he would have guaranteed. He gave up legendary status at Liverpool pretty much, because now I don't think many people will consider Henderson a true Liverpool legend, even though I think he is a Liverpool legend. His reputation probably got a big hit, and Henderson would have had a chance to win more trophies with Liverpool this season. Henderson is of course still a popular figure among Liverpool players and the Liverpool staff and everybody, and he will always be welcomed back at Anfield. But the regrets over the events of the summer belong solely to Jordan Henderson himself rather than Liverpool. And in his absence, Jurgen Klopp and his team have surpassed all expectations, with fighting on all fronts and sitting top of the Premier League table. I don't think a lot of people expected that. So Henderson, I think, regrets his move to go to Saudi Arabia now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good day.